Welcome to the Zendenizens, the podcast that brings you the best of wellness, mental health, and happy living. We are your hosts, dedicated to helping you live your best lives by exploring vast and sometimes challenging topics that promote positivity and wellness. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the world of the Zendenizens.
Health, according to the World Health Organization, is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just the absence of conditions or disease. Most people, when they hear about mental health, think of mental illness, but mental health implies much more than the absence of mental illness. Mental health can be another definition of wellness. Mentally healthy people understand that no one is perfect, that everyone has limits, and that you can't be everything to everyone. They experience daily a range of emotions such as joy, love, satisfaction, sadness, anger, and frustration. So how does someone get to be healthy mentally? What works for them? We wanted to know. So some of the Zendenizens took advantage of a recent 102nd Unit's morale event and asked Airmen to share their feelings on their own good mental health practices. Let's listen to what they had to say.
For a second?
Of course. So we're doing the Zendenizens podcast, which is the new resilience podcast. So we have the Zen Den, and a denizen is someone who lives somewhere. So the residents of the Zen Den.
Gotcha.
So we kind of put it together and we made the Zendenizens. And in celebration of Mental Health Awareness Month for May, we decided to come out to a great event where you guys were practicing connectedness and ask the members some questions without any personal identifiable information.
Okay.
So you can if you want to.
Sure.
Otherwise, we won't ask you some questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see. What do you find does or doesn't help your mental health?
What does help my mental health is, well, if I'm talking about at home, my home life, if not everything falls to me 100% of the time, because when that does happen, my mental health suffers. So like if my husband is away, we're dual military, so if he's away on a work trip or something like that, or if he's just had a rough day and needs some time to himself and everything, the kid, the housework, all of it falls to me, that is a struggle. But when I have someone that can help me with that and I can kind of bounce things off of. Also, it really helps me to take time for myself, whether that's doing small things like running out to the store or something, or going to a different workout class or something like that, just really taking time for myself. And what doesn't help is when I'm not able to do that, when I'm 100% focused on everybody else. And so.
All right, terrific. Thank you. Do you have what you'd like of something you'd like to do more of for yourself?
I recently joined a book club, and I've only gotten together once with that group, but it was awesome. And so I'm really hoping that I can continue to have those kinds of engagements. That was great, and I really look forward to it.
All right, awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So what makes you connected?
I've always had a lot of great experience in the past, having social connections with friendships and really being able to open up with those other individuals, so that way they don't necessarily have to ask, hey, how's it going? They can just kind of tell how it's going, and they can kind of check in on you and keep tabs on you. So having those friendships, having those really deep-rooted social connections with maybe even a small amount of individuals has helped out in the past.
What kind of advice would you give to someone practicing good mental health or looking to bolster their mental health?
To say be humble, but I think probably maybe transparent would be more of probably a better term. Sometimes it can be very embarrassing to say I have a problem or I think there's something wrong, but certainly you have to have a certain level of courage to be able to put yourself out there and say, I think I'm suffering and I don't really know what to do. So my best advice to anybody would certainly just to be transparent. If it's okay to not be okay, and if you think you're having a problem, then certainly do mention, and hopefully it can be within part of that deep-rooted social connection that you have, and you can go from there.
And do you have any books or podcasts or resources that you'd like to share that you particularly like?
I don't. I don't really do a lot of kind of like social media stuff, and I mean, not for nothing, I'm more of like a highlights magazine, pictures and crayons kind of guy.
Super.
But certainly, I mean, even just like I think talking to other people about their experiences, and I've tried to be very open and forthcoming in the past, where somebody's mentioned to me, hey, I think I kind of have it. I'm a great person to talk to. Like, I suffered for a decade plus, almost in a crippling nature with it all. So hearing from other people and talking to other people is kind of more of how I learn more about what the other experiences are that are out there, because you may just have your own personal scope of how things work or how things affect you, but you don't really get how other things affect other people from different walks of life.
What makes you feel connected?
And things that make me feel connected are events like this where we can all be together and getting outside of the usual office and the grind of work and doing something that we normally wouldn't, whether it's getting outside, eating, playing cornhole, things like that.
What gives you the most support?
Oh man, it takes a village, just like in parenting, so everybody here gives me support. So from you guys at Military Family, Jill Garvin, my commander, my triad, people here that check in on me pretty regularly. It helps a lot. So yeah, just remember that you're not alone. There's a lot of people going through different things, and to lean on each other when you can. And there's definitely probably somebody else going through the same thing, so reach out if you need any help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What gives you hope?
That's a big question. The future, I think getting up in the morning, if you don't have it sort of, if you don't look forward to what you're going to work to do, if you don't look forward to going home, it's going to be hard to have hope. So sort of a combination of, being healthy and enjoying what you do gives you hope for the future.
Health, what we were kind of bantering on the way over, the difference in the mental health more important for folks or physical health, or how do you see that personally? This isn't a given question, it's just
that's
conversational.
Physical health is huge for your mental health, and mental health is key in maintaining your physical health. So they definitely are intertwined in that way. I think your mental health is probably overall, because if you don't have mental health, it's going to be hard to get up and do anything and maintain your spiritual well-being and your mental well-being. But if you don't have strong mental health, everything goes downhill.
And would you be willing to share a couple things that help or doesn't help you either maintain your physical or mental health?
Going to the gym or working out definitely is one of the biggest things. Feeling down during the day, I know going to the gym will help, kind of make me feel a little bit better. Being outside, I think people underestimate the power of sunlight. So, going out and enjoying stuff even in the colder months when it's gray and rainy outside, that's huge. Being with people, I'm definitely someone who thrives with other people's energy, and so being around positive people especially is really big. And being with family.
What makes you feel connected?
I think friends and just starting small talk with people you might not know that well, and then kind of from there you can meet people that you never thought you would be friends with, and just like cracking a joke like every morning and asking what's going on with somebody, it will make you all connected. So
yeah, for me probably like they said, staying connected and having like friends, finding out people have the same interests as you when you actually get to like know them at work and chatting every day and seeing how they're doing, seeing if they have like actual hobbies that are going out after work, or even be sports or any kind of activity, anything like that. And just seeing a smiling face is nice sometimes. It's good too.
All right, terrific. And who gives you support, or what gives you support in your life?
I think my family. I hang out with them quite a bit, and just going to their house and seeing what I can help with. I think if you really make the effort for friends or family, you'll feel that you actually feel needed, and it's just it makes you happy. So yeah, friends and family and helping them out. So yeah.
For me, I'd probably say, yeah, family, obviously one, and then I would say friends and especially like coworkers because you see them the most out of anybody during the day because you're here for 8, 10, 12-hour days and you get to know them pretty well and they pretty much are like your best friends at work and they're pretty much kind of like a family. They kind of keep me going, they keep me entertained at work, makes the day go by fast, so it's fun.
And then to promote your own mental health.
I like watching movies. Sometimes I'll play video games, I guess. But eating good food as well. I love food. Like Thai food, like we just had today. So, yep.
For me, say hanging out with friends, same thing, watching movies. I like seeing the sunlight because I don't always see it all the time, so going out during the day and actually getting some sunshine when it's not raining on Cape all the time and getting a nice tan, that's usually a pretty good part of my day.
Do you support?
Family, coworkers.
Yeah, I would echo the same. Family, definitely. From the coworker standpoint, one of the things that I've always said, and you've probably heard me say this before, is that the Air National Guard is one big family, sometimes dysfunctional, but we draw support from that for sure.
So, and what makes you feel connected to either work family or regular in your private lives? What does connection look like in your work?
Seeing people, talking to people, getting out and about, working with folks, tackling the hard problems with people, right? Getting through adversity together. So.
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, it's learning something about people, sharing a common bond, or learning something about them that you wouldn't otherwise know. I think that's what draws connection with me.
What helps you or doesn't help you promote your mental health? Or we could do advice to give to others.
So for me, personally, I think balance is key, right? Balance between mental health, spiritual health, whatever that is, and then physical, right? So I find that if any one of those get out of whack, then I start to get out of whack. So to me, it's important to try to stay balanced on all three of those areas.
I think for me, balance looks like making sure that you're not putting too much into one thing and not enough in another. That's actually the definition of balance. But trying to make sure that you pay attention to the things that are important to you. Sometimes you got to take care of yourself, which proves to be difficult sometimes when you're working long hours, but it's something worth paying attention to. So balance is making sure you're putting your efforts in the right spots.
What gives you hope?
What gives me hope?
Yeah.
I would say being with my family. Being with my family gives me hope. Significant other.
What makes you feel most connected?
I think spending time with friends, family, doing events, just interacting and being able to be in a comfortable environment where you can be able to express yourself without feeling, the pressure of, work.
What makes you feel connected?
People, family, camaraderie, just, talking, engaging with people, like activities.
And what is something for yourself you'd like to do more of to improve your mental health?
Sleep. Sleep and personal time. I think just that can be just sitting, honestly, and doesn't have to be any particular activity. I think doing too much activity causes strain on mental health sometimes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for us today?
No, just being aware of your mental health and where you stand makes a big difference so that you can do the things you need and find the resources and use the tools to kind of, just create a balance to the stress we all face.
What makes you feel connected?
Taking the time to talk to airmen and get to know them on a personal level.
And for your own mental health, what do you do? What works for you, or what do you see that doesn't work for you?
What works for me, fitness, yoga, definitely taking some time to slow things down, and reading. I like to read a lot to kind of escape. What doesn't work is not asking for help. So with daily task saturation and taking everything on, I think being able to delegate and alleviate some of that stress we self-inflict helps. So.
And then what or who gives you the most support?
I'd say I have a really good leadership chain. They're willing to let us succeed or fail, and that can be very empowering. So,
although we began with mental health in mind, the Airmen brought our conversation to the important role that physical health and social health play in our overall well-being. I'd like to thank the unit for letting us participate in their event and look forward to getting to other units to hear what they have to say about other Zen Den topics. Did you know that May is Military Appreciation Month? The month-long celebration was formally introduced by Senator John McCain in 1999. Military Appreciation Month honors everyone who has served in a branch of the U.S. military and reminds us that we owe many of our freedoms to the sacrifices made by military personnel. In addition to keeping the country safe during wartime, the U.S. military also conducts important research that has led to many important and useful civilian technologies that we use every day, like GPS, canned food, and jet engines. Today, the U.S. military is the world's largest employer, with close to 3.5 million personnel employed in one way or another. The U.S. Department of Defense hires more people than any other organization or corporation in the world. By contrast, Walmart, the largest private company, has 2.2 million employees worldwide. Within the month, there are numerous daily observances special to the military. We will pause on the last Monday of the month for Memorial Day. Often considered the unofficial start of summer, there are plenty of ceremonies and parades where we can remember the sacrifices and service of those who gave all. And with heartfelt gratitude, we save the second Friday of the month for Military Spouse Appreciation Day. This day, first recognized in 1984 by President Ronald Reagan, sets aside time to recognize the military spouses around us who have the greatest impact on our lives and our military community. The Zendenizens look forward to remembering, celebrating, and honoring these special humans throughout the month. Thanks for listening to the podcast. We welcome you to reach out by emailing us at zendenizens@gmail.com. That's spelled ZENDENIZENS @gmail.com. Thanks again.